A podcast? Did your radio show get canceled?
Fire. Low down and filthy, but the discipline is on point. Schooled myself, made my own dojo. A cold flow with the whole dose of soul. Maintain composure, even in fury. An anomaly, properties undiscernible to mere.
This week on the Pete the Planner Show. Oh, hi, welcome. Welcome to the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. Doing all sorts of things. I'm going to try not to touch my face during today's broadcast. When I broadcast, it's important for you to know this, I constantly touch my face. We've just discovered this. We're trying to figure things out. We may get a dog cone, right, Nicole? Do you think I should get a cone so I can't touch my face?
It's like the cone of shame.
Yeah. Lots to do on the show today. Catching up on some things, some housekeeping items. I've been traveling. You got a new car.
Yeah.
A listener sent me bass lures. Handmade flies for fly fishing for bass. And the note is from a guy named Joe, who's been on our podcast. If you don't fly fish, you will either love me or hate me for getting you started. And these are the hand-tied flies from Joe. Can you imagine getting hooked in the lip with one of these, Nicole?
I think if I had to get hooked in a lip, that would be the preferred way.
This weekend, I am going fishing, and I don't really care about anything else than that right now. And also, one other note, and this sounds this might not go over well, but I have to bring it up. Nicole, I was in Orlando this week. And I got picked up at the airport, and my Uber's driver's name was Quesada.
Okay.
Quesada. And I first saw it pop up, and I was like, this guy sounds delicious. Does that not sound like an appetizer?
Yes, like that's some fancy, like high end.
Yeah, I will have the quesada and she will have the quesadilla. Like, it sounds like a perfect first date.
It does. That's a dream first date.
I almost touched my face, but I stopped it. We're doing questions that people have emailed us this week. Really good ones. And we're going to do it Hollywood Squares style, which means Nicole gets the first shot at the answer. Now, Nicole, you're way too young to have watched Hollywood Squares.
Yes, I am. However, I have done research because...
I bring it up. Oh, there you are.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, we've done them with Paul before.
You look short today.
Thank you.
I think it's the camera angle.
I think you're right.
Yeah, well.
I am short.
What is that cup you've got going there?
This is from...
Disney?
2007. The very magical Disney cup, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I left my regular coffee cup here, sweetie, improvise.
All right, so Hollywood Squares, for those that don't know, if you're as youthful as Frank, then what happens is there's a show where there was 9 squares that were stacked on top of each other, like Brady Bunch opening style squares. And there was 2 contestants, and then I think Tom Bergman was the host. And what they would do is the people would be asked a question, and then they would pick the Hollywood person that they wanted to help them answer the question. Then they just had to agree with the answer of the celebrity. But what would happen is the celebrity would always give sort of a funny answer at first. And that was the charm of the show, right, Nicole?
The bit, if you will.
That was the bit. So this is today's bit. Nicole, the first question is so deep we could do an entire show on it. And it's from Ron. And Ron often sends really good stuff to us. So... by the way, I'm all over the place today, just so you know. Big time all over the place. I do want to say this. We ask nothing of you, you the listener, to consume this show. Like, we don't say, buy our stuff. We don't say, call me on Monday, I want to be your advisor. We don't really ask anything of you. I'm changing this dynamic, though. Here's what I need from you. Like, just really, like, we've had a relationship. Nicole, this is my 10th year of radio.
That's so cool.
I don't know it. It's something, right?
It's cool.
Clearly, people have poor taste. Here's what I need out of you, the listener. I need you to either subscribe to our podcast, which you can find on iTunes or wherever podcasts are found. It's called $1 Million Plan. We've not changed it to Pete the Planner Show yet. Long story, who cares?
Yeah,
and you will
get
this show that you hear on Sundays on Thursdays. And then you will get another show on Tuesdays that you've never heard, and it's where we help people with their financial lives, and then they send us bass lures. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to go to PeteThePlanner.tv, which just redirects you to YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got so much good stuff coming that way. Like Nicole and I had a meeting the other day. She pulled me into a meeting. She's like, sit down, bucko.
That's exactly what happened. I called you Bucko.
Sit down, pal. And we got so many good things coming your way, but you're only going to see them if you subscribe. So that's what I ask of you. Okay, here's the question from Ron, Nicole.
Yes.
At some point, I'm going to say like Shadow Stevens for the block, but that means nothing to you.
Yeah. Over my head.
Hollywood Squares. What are things to keep from destroying wealth? Divorce and addiction. What else? Okay, so this question is like, what are things to keep you from destroying wealth? I mean, the guy's saying, I understand divorce destroys wealth, which we should talk about. And we like to call them relationship transitions. And
much more gentle.
An addiction, which, I mean, yeah. But what else destroys wealth? God, can you hear that truck outside the studio?
Yeah.
What is that? Is there a tank?
I think it must be.
You ever see Red Dawn?
No.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Some of these cultural references that go right over your head because of your youthfulness, I mean, they're really good references.
Sips coffee.
Okay, so the question goes to you, Nicole.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what are things that destroy wealth besides a relationship transition, aka divorce, and addiction? What else?
think, well, first and foremost, you and I had a conversation about this the other day, but I think that if you extend past your means, so like as I was in the business of getting a new car, that could have destroyed, my wealth by choosing something that was 2 or 3 times past what I could actually afford.
Interesting. Okay, so if I may mansplain this, shouldn't we call it Pete-splain?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me Pete-splain this.
Please, Pete, explain this.
I think what we're saying is just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean much, especially if you need a lot of money. And so if you require a lot of money, if your habits and your decisions require a lot of money, having a lot of money, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, if you have a lot of money, but you're spending a lot of money, then that just proves that you need that money still.
So there's a derivative of this that I think is a big part of this answer too, and that is greed. So you're not talking about greed. I think you're talking about bad decisions.
Yeah.
Or
Frivolous.
overstepping decisions. I don't know, overreaching decisions.
Yeah.
But greed is
Yeah.
a huge destroyer of wealth. Okay, so there's this old saying that I'm going to butcher, oddly enough. Like
Weird.
what? Pigs get something, hogs get slaughtered. What is it? It's the old market. Have you heard this term? Pigs get
Yes.
something,
It
hogs.
sounds you've
Oh, here it is.
gotten enough of it that it's familiar.
Here it is. Okay. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. First of all, if you're a PETA supporter, not a Pete supporter, but a PETA supporter, you're just not happy at all that we're using this. If you don't, dine on the swine or dig on the pig or have pork on your fork, you are not happy.
One, I'm sorry that you don't do that, but bacon is delicious.
Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. It really talks about greed, right? So if you're greedy with your investments and what you expect out of your financial life, and you have wealth and you employ greed with your wealth, that's the hogs get slaughtered. You're just too greedy, and it will destroy your wealth. Nicole, I have seen numerous people destroy their wealth via greed.
Yeah.
And I would say, just off the top of my head, as we're spitballing this thing, I would say greed is the number one destroyer of wealth.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say besides divorce and addiction, because I do want to talk about those two things, but I think greed is the thing. And for me, here it is, Nicole, I think we should all take the least amount of risk necessary to accomplish the goal we're trying to accomplish. And if the goal you're trying to accomplish is to be the richest person you know, that's a terrible goal.
Yeah, good on you, but why?
Yeah, I mean, look, at your ripe age of 20-something, do you think about the risks you take with your 401k, or do you not? I assume you don't, and you probably shouldn't, frankly.
Yeah, no, not right now, especially because it's one of those, first and foremost, I'm just happy that I'm contributing to my 401k, because so many people my age aren't or have no idea what I'm talking about when I ask them about it.
How often do you ask these people these things?
Oh, it comes up because whenever someone asks, they're like, so what do you do? And I start explaining that I work in the financial wellness industry.
Yeah.
And
This begs you got to tell the story of when you got your car.
of when I got my car.
Well,
Wait,
yeah.
Which part?
The part of the person knowing who you worked for.
Oh, yeah. So we're in the car. This is the first car dealership that I go to, and his name was also Pete.
Well, that's a good name.
That right?
Strong name. Means The Rock.
So we're sitting there after, he's shown me the car, and it's kind of that awkward, like, okay, I'm not buying a car, but you're going to try to sell me a car today type thing. And he asks what I do. And I'm, sharing that I work in the financial wellness industry, and we're located in Carmel. And he just stops and pauses and looks at me and he goes, "Oh, so you work for Pete the Planner."
You cannot escape me. You can't escape me.
Now my favorite part is that when I share, I'm like, "Oh yeah, if you ever hear, a female voice or him refer to millennial producer Nicole," and I usually just get that like deer in headlights.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh my God.
That's right. You're a celebrity."
It's you.
Yep. It's you.
Still getting used to that. Can't lie.
All right, Frank. So we think the number one destroyer of wealth is greed. Can you think of anything else? Because we got to take a break here. But
that's a good one, because now I'm even thinking of like when I was younger and old enough to have awareness of people not having enough money and like the weird things, like the weird turns that it would take, and it was always led by greed.
I just touched my face.
You just touched.
I tried not to. I want to touch my face.
I'm gonna touch my face.
I do feel like we should talk about divorce and addiction. I feel like they both warrant their own episodes, though.
I know. That's a
All
good
right,
idea.
let's do that. Can
Write that
we
down.
put that
Yeah.
on the content
Yeah.
calendar?
The
Okay,
content.
this is the mailbag, reaching into Peter's mailbag edition. We're going to take a break. Coming back, a financial advisor question. Those are fun.
Yeah.
So we'll do that next. I'm Pete the Planner, and this is the Pete the Planner Show.
Stop what you're doing. Log on and hit Pete up on Twitter at Pete the Planner.
Primo beat, man. Kanye let this one go. Man. Sound good to me. I never question the right of any man to voice his opinion as strongly as any can. But then again, many men are citizens of their own little world, so they ain't really fitting in. I'm in the background blending in, camouflaged by the scenery, but I'm a
Back on the Pete the Planner Show, answering your questions this week. Not live. Like, I don't want your calls. I don't want to talk to you right now. Nicole, are you glad we don't take live calls?
Yeah. Well, for the most part, yes. I think it could be really entertaining for us if
Yeah.
we took live calls.
Here's what happens. It never goes the way you want it to go. Like, you're like, all right, give us a call. And then no one calls. Then you got nothing planned for the show. And sometimes calls are a crutch. I used to do calls like way back in the day, and I'd sub for like morning shows. And there's always just the guy that just wants to call and talk. And he's just like, I want to give you my opinion, and which is fine. I just don't care.
No, that's not what we're here for. We have our own opinions.
We have our own agenda.
Yeah.
And can I make a political note here, which is always a mistake? Like, there's this corruption case that's now brought against Benjamin Netanyahu, right? You know?
Yes, it's just, yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know anything about it. And I don't want to say I don't care, because I do care. But I love saying his name. And you can't take that away from
No,
me.
you can't take it away.
Bibi Netanyahu, because that's also like his nickname is Bibi Netanyahu. Whether he's a good person or a bad person, I don't know. I really
But he's
don't.
got a really fun name.
Benjamin
to say,
Netanyahu is fun to say. It's like Idi Amin was a horrible person.
but super fun name to say.
Name is really fun to say.
Yeah.
Idi Amin.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I don't think we're endearing ourselves to people with taste today.
No, but it's okay. We've all 10 of our listeners probably.
Say it,
agree with
Idi
us.
Amin. Say it.
Idi Amin.
Was it
Yeah,
fun?
It's fun.
I mean, he's a horrible, one of the worst people to have ever walked the earth.
But he had a fun name.
Great name.
Yeah. Kudos to the fun name.
I know. This is not going to go over well.
No, but we're almost 2 minutes into this.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, well.
Pete, I did a brokerage search on my financial advisor and found he has a lien due to taxes. Should I bail? All right, Nicole, we're going to go to you first.
Yeah. Right?
Oh, you're in charge.
Oh.
What do you think?
I'd
Yes?
say yeah. I don't know. With everything considered, if you're finding stuff that you don't like or that makes you feel kind of funny.
Good advice.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we should explain a little bit to those that don't know. There's some words in here that should probably be explained. There's a program called Broker Check, that you should go to. It's brokercheck.finra.org. Brokercheck.finra, FINRA.org. And you go there and you search out your financial advisor by their name. So I'm not a financial advisor anymore. I don't have any active licenses, but I'm just going to search Peter Dunn and see if I'm still on here. Joel Peter Dunn, that's not me. Peter Robert. Oh, Peter Nicholas Dunn. Here's my old
Peter Nicholas.
Here's my old disclosure. Oh, this is so nice. So I passed the securities exam June 29th of 2000. Funny story there. Oh, by the way, go to BrokerCheck and go to your financial advisor and type their name in and learn everything about them from an industry perspective. This is what we want you to do. Nicole, I graduated from Hanover College in May of 2000. Wow. I took the Series 7 stockbroker exam for the first time prior to graduation, and I failed. Right, I got my job at MetLife Securities, and I was during finals, and I drove to Evansville to take the exam, and then I went way too fast on 64, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't get a ticket, and I failed. But then I passed the exam again on June 29th. In the year 2000. And I have, as you look through, if you go and look at me on BrokerCheck, Peter Nicholas Dunn, Peter N. Dunn, the N is for Nancy. It's Nicholas.
Nicholas.
You will see that I have 0 disclosures and I have 0 incidents. What this means is if I have something bad or notable to note, I need to disclose it on my, what's called my U4. Okay. So if I get a DUI or arrested, it has to go on my U4, which I haven't done either of those things yet. I'm kidding. I haven't done those things. Number 2, if you have a tax lien, let's say I get in a situation in which I don't pay my taxes through the IRS or whatever the situation is, that lien is going to go on my taxes. And around 2015 or so, FINRA started getting really sensitive about tax liens and like the personal financial decisions that financial advisors were making. And so what a person can do is they can go on and check their broker and see what's going on. Like, should I trust this person? Do they have incidences on their record? And so if you see that your person has a tax lien, to your point, Nicole, it could be reason for concern or it could be nothing, but it is worth asking your advisor about, right? Yeah. It could be something as heinous as this person hasn't paid taxes in 3 years, and then there's lots of horrible reasons behind that, and you probably should not trust them with your money. It could also be something awful but circumstantial, like they got divorced, and as part of that, of the settlement of the house, there was a tax issue, and they could have been a victim of circumstance. I don't think if you see a tax lien on someone's broker check that you should automatically freak out, but I do think you should just shoot them an email or call them and say, hey, like I'm often told to do by great radio talent such as Pete the Planner. Don't bring up, by the way, I'm making that part, do not bring my name up. Nicole, can we have a moment of real honesty and clarity here?
Please.
Okay. So when I was a financial advisor early in the 2000s, my clients I would tell them something and they would come to me and they'd say, I heard on the Dave Ramsey show, and I would say, that's great. And Dave helped a lot of people then, still has helped a lot of people, still is helping a lot of people. But I know your situation, right? Like, I know the intimate details of your financial life. So I know what he's saying holds some water. Yeah. But what I'm saying is based on more information. And so I used to, as an advisor, used to get really frustrated when someone would come to me and say, well, Dave says, and I'd be like, but Dave doesn't know your situation.
Right. Dave doesn't have your numbers in front of his face.
But now things have changed. Now advisors, unfortunately, have to hear, well, Pete the Planner says, and you know what? Like, to those advisors, if they're listening right now, I'm sorry.
So sorry.
I'm sorry. And I know you have more information, and I know that you disagree with what I say based on the information you have, and you're right. I'm not. And so I just want to say, in this moment, I'm very sorry.
See, but they appreciate that,
And people still to me are like, well, Dave says, well, that's great. That's great. He does a great job.
What's Dave, though?
Very rarely, though, do people say, well, Susie says. I mean, she's a force to be reckoned with, but you don't hear that as much anymore.
No, you're right.
That's not criticism. So anyway, where was I? The tax lien. To email the person or call the person and say, look, I noticed on your broker check you have a tax lien. Can you help me understand the issue? And if they're dismissive of it and they're too private about it,
That's when you know, man.
there is a reason you must disclose these things. And there's a reason why there is an outlet for consumers to look at these disclosures. brokercheck.finra.org. Here's the other thing I encourage you to do. Anytime you hear someone giving financial advice who wants you to invest with them. Okay, so I give financial advice, but technically it's not what is considered financial. And the financial advice in this world, here's what that actually means. It means that I give investment advice. I don't really give investment advice, and I certainly don't want you to invest with me because I don't do that anymore. But if someone is asking you to invest and to guide you with your investments, that is financial advice. Run a broker check on them. Now, here's what you're going to find. There are a bunch of people giving financial advice who are not licensed to give financial advice because all they deal with are insurance-based financial products. So, Nicole, do you know this? Do you know the difference? Have we I don't know why we would have talked
Yeah, I
about
was going
this.
to say, no, we've never actually talked about this.
So there are a lot of people in every city and town in our country who are known to be financial experts is a little strong, but they do commercials on the radio and they have TV, radio shows and things, and they help you with your money and do these sorts of things. But if you do a broker check on them, they're not in there. They're not licensed to deal in what we call securities. Securities are generally variable instruments. This is to say what they are licensed to sell generally are insurance-based investment products. Okay, so insurance-based investment products means that you buy your investments through an insurance company, often in the form of an annuity. All right, so an annuity is an insurance product that is also an investment product. And the insurance company takes on some of the risk for you. So you're buying insurance against market failure.
Gotcha.
And that's not to say that the point of this conversation is not to say that they are good or bad.
Yeah.
The point of hold on, I'm looking. I'm running broker checks as we sit here. The point is to say, run a broker check. Like if you hear someone on the radio or if you hear a commercial, you see someone on TV and you're like, oh, I'm thinking about investing with that person, run a broker check. And then ask yourself, why are they not on broker check or registered with the SEC? So to answer the question of the emailer, ask your broker. There could be a really good explanation or it could be a horrible explanation in which you're going to be like, peace, I'm out.
Bye.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
it's
think
fair
it's
or
really
not.
fair.
I'm so excited about these bass flies that Joe sent me. But see, here's the thing, Nicole. I don't have a fly rod. So now I'm going to have to, this is costing me money.
Oh, man.
I do have a gift card to Cabela's because my coworkers are wonderful.
Oh,
I haven't used that yet.
I forgot we got that for you.
Don't ever forget. Never forget.
I think I'm more excited about your monthly tackle box that you get.
Oh, I was going to bring that in today for a marketing thing. I'll go get it after work. Okay, Nicole, we got one more question. We're going to come back after the break.
Yay.
You did get your car, though.
I did.
Your car. You got a little Mazda?
A little Mazda CX.
A little Zoom Zoom?
A little Zoom Zoom.
Zoom Zoom. Okay, coming after the break, another question. I've got my lady scarf on.
It's like a scarf episode.
You got a scarf on, too?
Yeah, I got a scarf
Let's
on.
see it.
Yeah, I got a scarf
Look at
on.
that.
Shout out to my future mother-in-law.
Do you think I could get away with that scarf? Or is it a little too feminine?
No, I think you could get away with it.
Mine looks a little... I feel like I have a political scarf on.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm in the wrong place with this scarf on, I could get in a shouting match about things I don't understand. Oh,
I
boy.
have thoughts that I can't
Let's
share.
not do that. All right, coming up after the break, another question here on the Pete the Planner Show. I am the aforementioned Pedro the Planner.
Yeah. Axe hand on the beat. Yes, sir. Glass House. Yes, sir. Mr. Kinetic, Rusty Redenbacher. ATFU. Naptown. Yeah. East of Betty and Fredo. Helicopter choppers. Yeah, y'all ain't hip yet. Cashing in like the end of the game at the casino. I lean so the glare of the rear view don't hit me. Swiftly through the avenues and boulevards. Old soul playing on my speakers. Old soul but young in age, a boss player. Not from the Himalayas, but my fam gave me Gary, Indiana game. Grew up around the country.
Back on the Pete the Planner Show, the answering questions edition of the show. We're doing a new thing. Can I just tell them what we're going to do on the YouTubes?
On the YouTubes? Yeah, why not?
So coming up, I'm going to start doing my weekly USA Today column as a dramatic piece. What does that even mean? I'm so sorry, everybody.
So far and deep into the camera for that. Oh, that was so good.
You know, I actually told Sarah that this week at Mrs. Planner, or this week, and she said, do you have to wear a Shakespearean collar when you do that? So now we're going to have a Shakespearean collar. We're going to have a dog collar. I mean, a cone, so I don't touch my face.
The Shakespearean collar? Because
I don't know.
Like Amazon's got to have one of those,
So,
right?
like, here's the thing. But I think I'm going to be super weird.
It's okay.
I think people like my column because they can hear my actual voice. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like when you read my stuff, it is uniquely my stuff.
Yeah.
It's just my voice. It's the same way we talk on this show. So what we decided to do is I'm just going to deliver my column via video. And this might not sound interesting to you. That's fine. But I think it's interesting. We've done some tests of it, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know. Some people like video.
Hashtag video.
Is
It
that the
year
hashtag?
of video.
And hashtags.
And hashtags.
Look at this fly. It's just beautiful.
I like the sparklies on that one.
I know. You know, the fish is going to go, and it's going to be like, hey. And then it's just going to get ripped in the lip.
It's going to be feeling fabulous about its new sparkles, and then it's just going to get hooked in the mouth.
This email is from Ryan. Pete, hi there. I've really been struggling with my decision about debt after recently selling our house. My wife and I just sold our house, he mentioned that, and have made a good amount that we are looking at putting as a down payment to build a new house. We're very good about debt, and the only debt period that we have at this time is our car payments. We do not have any credit card debt whatsoever. We made $54,000 on the sale of our home, and we thought it may be a good idea to pay off one of our vehicles. We each owe around $285 per month on them. We figured it would be beneficial to pay off one of our vehicles to free up approximately $300 per month. Wait, but he just said it was $285, so now we're switching to approximately $300.
Wait, what?
He's like trying to sell me on this idea
know, no.
to put in our budget for the new home we were building. However, it would take about $14,000 out of the $54,000 we made. Do you think we should just keep the car payments and make the larger down payment on the new house? Thanks for your time, Ryan. Or it might be pronounced Ran. Ran. You ever think about that? What if everyone's gotten it wrong? What if it's Ran?
No.
Do you ever have a situation that you think like everyone has forever just gotten it wrong?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like just it's like completely gotten it wrong. It's like Brett Favre. It's Favre.
Oh my
but
gosh.
everyone's just like, I mean, it's a pretty common old joke, but it's true. It's like, it's not Favre.
Actually, my parents used to give me a hard time because I was a ripe 4th or 5th grader and read the back.
Was this
of the
last
jersey.
week?
Yes, it was actually.
Yeah.
And I said Favre, and
Yeah.
my parents just liked to write home about that.
What
but
if you were
thank
the only right person in history?
Right? Surprise.
Surprise. All right. So, Nicole, what do you think about this one?
Oh, man. Well, I don't know, personally, having different monthly payments from time to time helps keep me accountable of the money that I'm spending. That's, again, I'm a youngster, you know.
Yeah, we should definitely clarify that for people.
I was in 5th grade a week ago.
Yeah.
So,
what does that mean when you say having a payment makes you accountable?
like, it helps me be aware of how much money that I'm spending because I have to move money around and pay myself first for that.
All right,
And
so I'm gonna hit you on this a little bit because I just want to understand this. Okay, so
know.
if you happened to not have a car payment, which you didn't a month ago, but now you do,
But now I do, yeah.
how does the addition of the car payment hold you accountable differently than not having the car payment?
Well, I just, I like Marshalls, the TJ Maxxes a lot.
Yeah.
And so when you got an extra $100 laying around, it's really easy to just slide through that clearance
So
section.
by spending the money, it helps you prevent you from spending the money?
Yeah, on frivolous things.
Okay.
So
Look, different strokes for different
hey,
folks.
right. But I think for this, they should, look at what their monthly budget is, like what their ideal monthly budget is.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
That's where I would start first with this.
Holy cow. Jeez, I'm going to be honest, as I was thinking of my answer, I wasn't thinking that. Any chance you can pull up the ideal household budget on the computer and then put it on the TV screen here as we're doing this here?
Yeah.
So you work on that, and I'll begin to give my answer.
Please do.
Rian, I don't think using the proceeds from the house to pay off your car makes a lot of sense. Because, to Nicole's point, it could skew how much of your income is going towards your home. We don't want to see an inordinate amount of money go towards your home, especially, and this is where we're getting into a part that I probably shouldn't talk a lot about because we're going to need at least 2 episodes to go through. If the real estate market is at arguably, debatably, a high right now, like if it's really high, if it's a seller's market, pumping a bunch of money into a house right now, it's like when I bought my house in 07, the fall of 07. Great move, Pedro. It was the dumbest thing ever, but I didn't know it was the dumbest thing ever. But if I really looked at the tea leaves, maybe I could have figured out it was the dumbest thing ever. Buying more home in this sort of real estate market, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I would buy less home. Yeah, I mean, I guess I got to read this here, Nicole. Is he trying to buy more home? Or is he trying to...
Right, see, that's the thing.
Oh, no, you know what, dude?
Yeah?
Yeah, we figured it would be beneficial to pay off our vehicle to free up approximately $300 per month. He means $285.
Yeah,
to put in our budget for the new home we are building. Okay, so
they're trying to...
They want more upgrades.
Yeah, they want more house than they can actually afford.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah. They're trying to move money around to try and finagle this. That's what they're trying to do.
Did you mispronounce finagle? And I did too just now. Can you put up the budget?
Yes, it's ready.
All right, punch it up here. You can see this at PeteThePlanner.tv. Look at that. Wow. Okay. How can people get this? They go to PeteThePlanner.com and they just like put their email address in and we send them this?
Yeah, we send them to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like we're selling them stuff.
I know,
but it's free.
A free download.
It's free 99, y'all.
Just sign up for our newsletter. You get to read my words.
Here, punch it back up. Let me talk about it for a second.
Talk about it. There you go.
25% towards housing, 15% towards transportation, 12% towards groceries and dinning out, 10% towards savings, 10% towards utilities, 5% towards charity, 5% towards entertainment, 5% towards after-tax medical, 5% towards holiday gifts, 5% towards clothing, and 3% towards misc. Miscellaneous.
Misc.
All right, let's, we got to give the guy a final answer. My final answer is this, Rand. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. You are better than that. Don't buy more house by taking an asset. Like, your balance, like,
You know, we were just talking about what's a quick way to destroy your wealth?
Boom. Jeez, look at you with the callback.
Oh, thank you.
Do you watch Crashing on HBO? Do you guys watch? Do you have the Habo?
We had the Habo when we first got a new TV, but...
Man, I love the show Crashing.
What is it about?
It's about a comedian who's like upstart in New York, like trying to figure out his career. Pete Holmes. He's really funny.
So you relate to him.
One of our coworkers, husband, used to do comedy with Pete Holmes.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me, though.
All right. So, by the way, before we go to break, real quick. So, Rand, don't buy it. Don't do that.
Please. Plus.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Go to PeteThePlanner.tv. It trust me, it helps me. And it helps you, and I ask nothing of you. Also, go to iTunes and subscribe to our podcast called The $1 Million Plan, which will be changed to Pete the Planner, but don't worry about that. And leave a review. Leave like a review and make some comments. It helps us. I know we're in a dumb world.
Yeah.
And I'm a big part of this dumb world.
Maybe while they're at it, subscribe to our newsletter.
Sure.
Please.
Nicole works hard on that. Okay, let's take a break and we'll come back with the biggest waste of money of the week. Is that everything I want to tell people right now?
I think so.
How delicious quesada sound? Oh. Would you order order like I'll take it as my entree, or do you order like as an appetizer the quesada?
Yeah, I would do an app.
I feel like
sounds like a delicious quesadilla covered in queso.
I feel like I've been low-key offensive today. Let's take a break and talk about it. I'm Pete the Planner. This is Pete the Planner Show.
Every day living through the peace of my soul, I remain whole, even in the middle of the pain. Even though my life has the rain, I still remain sane, writing and creating for my life. And my pen is my sword given by the Lord, and I use it to fight the tides of restriction. Sometimes I'm conflicted, find myself looking at the trees too much and can't see the forest. Enemy shall inherit the earth, and I want to inherit something other than the high blood pressure and diabetes. So work is what I gotta do. Stay true to my enemy and water the trees that I sing from, and look out for the lumberjacks. Running with the gale force wind at my back. Swift and enduring, I remain calm. Swift and enduring, I remain calm. Swift and enduring, I remain calm.
Back on the Pete the Planner Show. If you listen on the radio, you get to hear the voiceover guy that the station pays to do my... You're listening to Pete the Planner. I'm not making fun of him. Like, that dude's got a heck of a career. It's the Fox News guy. Like, the...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, is it just a dude that just sits in his home office, like, doing VOs?
Low key, that's a good gig.
Oh, it's a sweet gig. Have you ever seen, like, a documentary on a voiceover person? Oh, nope.
No.
You have a social life, so you would not have seen that.
Thank you.
This week's BWOM, biggest waste of money of the week, is the Bamford carbon fiber watch roll. While most fine watches arrive in a luxurious box, they're not really designed for being packed and carried during travel. Knowing this, Bamford Watch Department created a globe-trotting watch roll crafted in carbon fiber and leather to match the sophistication and level of engineering found in the watches it contains. Ceramic glide rails provide smooth operation of the twist and lock capsule that feels and sounds more like a canister used for discreetly carrying dinosaur embryos than a collection of watches. Designed to hold 4 timepieces as large as the Rolex Deep Sea, made in the UK, it is, how much is this? $2,180.
Oh.
Okay, Nicole, this is, we're being very honest today. We're sort of like we're in the trust tree, right?
We're in the trust tree.
I used to be a self-described watch guy.
No, would you have bought this for your globe trotting?
No, I would not have spent this. But I think for my globe trotting, you jerk. That's hilarious. But here's the thing. Of all the regrets I have in my life, which I could fill a large manual, a journal.
A large manual?
Being a self-described watch guy is near the top of the list. Like, there's words for people like that. I was about to touch my face, but I didn't.
I know you were.
My nose itches so bad I want to touch it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm regretful that I was a watch guy. And it's just a weird, and it was, you know what? Here's the crazy thing. I was you and your special friend's age when I was like a watch guy. And I was like, and a little bit older too, but like, it's just like at 40, I can't think of a thing I care less about than watches.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a guy making fun of my Twitter avatar, a financial advisor, because I had a Fitbit on. And he was like, nice watch. And I'm like, what? Are you in the state? He was a watch guy.
Leave us alone.
Don't be a watch guy. I mean, I have an Apple Watch, but this helps me exercise, and I mean it.
I like how the 3 of us in the office who have Apple Watches, we have the exact same watch.
I know. By the way, I'm at 103 days of working out.
That's so cool.
In a row. It's something. It's something.
I did, when you tweeted about it, I wanted to make the joke of, but what if you got really good looking?
I know. Oh, we got to go. We're running over. That's it for this week's show. Subscribe, PeteThePlanner.tv. Sending you good vibes, because good vibes are all it's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner, and this is the Pete the Planner Show.
If you want to be on this podcast and have Pete fix your money life, then hit us up at PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. You heard me. PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. Log on.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Dove released from Everest, the fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you love, trying greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Love Tron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound to travel to my other world. Out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with ease, creating a breeze they call a black hole. Event horizon, no rear view concerns. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. Salutations, I bring you love, trying greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Love Tron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it?